Hey, it is Rhinoceros. This is Ringside Report. I am Dave Simon. Tonight on the show, we preview UFC Vegas 17. Steven the Wonder Boy Thompson taking on Jeff Neal in the main event this Saturday. Dana White won't give up on Khabib Nurmagomedov. I'm going to ask you, why not? And Jake Paul. Yeah, one of the Paul twins. He's throwing water balloons at Dillon Danis. Ringside Report starts now. They're not twins, though, right, Fred? They're, where's Fred? Fred's there. I see him, but he's, like, tiny. Hold on, Fred. Where's my me and Fred? There we go. What's up, boy?
Great. How are you?
I'm doing well. It's just me and Fred here tonight. AJ is on the chat. He's not on the show, which I find really funny. AJ's on the chat. I see you, AJ. AJ not on the show tonight because he's dealing with some personal, some family things. His father, Anthony D'Alessio Sr., right, because he's Anthony Jr., so his father passed away this week, and we send our sincerest condolences to the D'Alessio family, to AJ, AJ's mother, AJ's sister, AJ's brother, just the whole family. Very sad time for the Ringside Report family. When any of us loses somebody, it feels like, it hits all of us. Freddie felt it. I felt it this week, and we're sending our love to AJ. He's not with us tonight. He will be back in a couple weeks. We're going to give AJ a couple weeks off. We're going to give ourselves a week off next week as well because it's Christmas. So next week, we're here every Thursday night at 8 p.m., but we're not going to be here next week because it'll be Christmas Eve. So we're going to be with our families, and we trust that you'll be with your families. But we'll be back December 30th on a Wednesday night because we won't be back on the 31st, right? The next episode of Ringside Report will be December 30th for a special year-end edition, Best of 2020, one of the worst years of all time, but a pretty good year for MMA. So we're going to recap the year in mixed martial arts on December 30th, which will be the return of AJ. So AJ taking a couple weeks off. We'll be off next week for Christmas, and then we'll be back on the 30th here, a Wednesday night edition for the best of the year in 2020 in MMA. But that's why AJ's not here. So we love you, AJ. And, our condolences to the whole family. Fred? Did Fred freeze? Oh, my God. I lost Fred. I just threw to Fred there, and he disappeared. I think Fred's gone. Fred, are you there? Oh, there he is. What's happening? Fred's internet's crapping out? Oh, man, that is super weird. Freddie and I were on here before the show talking for a good 10, 15 minutes. Everything was good. Freddie, all right? Are you back?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. You were very choppy, so I just decided to reload my thing in case.
Oh, okay. Okay, because you froze out on me. You were gone. I threw to you. I was talking.
Yeah, well, exactly.
How do I look now?
You look good, man. Right now, you're sounding good. You're looking good. Well, you're not looking that good, but you're sounding good.
All right. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking all right. So, I had like a nice emotional whole thing talking about AJ and how much we love him and how we all feel it. Then I throw to you.
And I bailed out.
Then I throw to you for your like sincere thoughts, and you're not there. It's just frozen Fred. Oh, that's good. AJ's having a good laugh.
I'm sorry. Love you, AJ, man. Sorry for your loss, AJ. We love you. We're with you. Sad reality of life, man. There's nothing else to say. Stay strong. Stay strong for your family. And if you gotta be a little bit weak sometimes, it's normal. And we'll always be there.
Yeah, I mean, we're always here for you, AJ. And it's something that Freddie, you and I haven't had to deal with yet in our life, thank God. But losing a parent has got to be a pretty tough thing to go through. So I definitely sympathize for my good friend AJ. I love him dearly, and I feel quite sad for him and the whole family right now. I'd like to wish my dad a happy birthday. I know he's watching. He's a big part of the show as well. He's always helping us out. It's his birthday today, Fred. So happy birthday to my dad. Still going
Happy
strong.
birthday.
And, I love him dearly, you know? Think about my own dad, and I'm like, man, I could not it would be hard to survive without my dad and my parents, so it's definitely sad. And anyways, a bummer way to start off the show. We love AJ, and I said to you before the show, Fred, it's going to be really hard to do a show without making fun of AJ, because I feel like half the show is like us kind of like, making jokes about AJ and AJ making jokes about us. But now it's just you and me talking MMA, so like, it's not the same show without all the AJ humor and all the AJ wildness that we've come to expect, right? And we can't make fun of AJ, so we can't take too many shots at AJ. And I know AJ would be so excited to talk about Jake Paul fighting. I'm sure he's very excited about him.
Yeah, we would need him right now.
Yeah, like
because I'm not excited.
Like AJ, talking about the water balloons being thrown there. I'll show you the clip here in a second. I don't know if AJ's seen this, and I know AJ's watching right now, so I'm sure he's excited to see. Fred, I will get this here for you. Let's start with this.
I've seen it.
You've seen it?
And I thought it was a little ridiculous, but go ahead. Let's watch it.
We're going to preview UFC Vegas 17 here in a bit. The card that was supposed to be Khamzat Chimaev versus Leon Edwards is now Stephen Thompson versus Jeff Neal. It was the co-main event. It's now the main event because I think Leon Edwards has COVID. Was it Leon or Khamzat or both? Somebody's got COVID. So the fight's not happening. I think it was Leon. But that's the Saturday night card in the UFC. Other than that, not much going on in the UFC right now. It's kind of like Christmas break. This is the last card of the year. They're not going to do another UFC show until January 16th. Fuck.
It's a long time without no shows.
God damn, man.
We're used to have like
2, 3
in
Saturdays?
past years. In past years, they used to have the New Year show and all that, but I don't know. Maybe it's not as big as a seller as we thought it was. But a month without no UFC, that's a little weird.
3 Saturdays in a row without a UFC?
I think it's more than that, no?
No, that's all. I just checked.
Yeah, okay.
We have one this Saturday on the 19th. The 26th, no UFC. The 2nd, no UFC. The 9th, no UFC. And then we're back on the 16th with Max Holloway taking on Calvin Keator in the main event in, I'm thinking Vegas, although they haven't announced officially. Probably Vegas. January 16th. That's the next time we see a UFC after this Saturday. So drink it in, man. Savor it this Saturday because it's the last one for a while.
But then we get like 3 shows in 7 days.
What?
Because there's one on the 20th, I see. There's UFC Fight Night on January 20th, and then there's McGregor Poirier on the 23rd.
The hell is that? Why would they do one on a Saturday and then on a Wednesday and then on a Saturday again? When's the last time the UFC did a fight night on a Wednesday night?
It's been a long time.
That's weird. That's super weird. At least next month, though. I mean, it's going to be slow for a while. But next month, it's Conor time. Next month, we get to see Conor McGregor fight. I mean, that's pretty cool. We're like a month away from the next Conor McGregor fight. That's officially happening. It's a lightweight main event, 5 rounds against Dustin Poirier. It's going down. It's the main event of UFC 257. The promos are running. The commercials are running. Right? It's all happening. Like, Conor is next.
Happen.
So, I'm pretty excited about that. That Conor is next. But I'm not excited about the drought of UFC that we're going to have over the next several weeks. That kind of sucks. I don't like that. I don't like breaks. At least there'll be pro wrestling. Yeah, pro wrestling doesn't take a break.
I agree with you. It'd be good to have some shows. Like I said, in past years, we used to have a show around the New Year, and there used to be also like a Japan show often. But no, I'm not sure why. I think it's been a couple of years that they haven't done the New Year show no more. Not sure why they changed that. It was a good. Last year, the last show was on December 21st. You see, and they went also for like a year's break, month's break, from December 21st to January 18th. So I don't know. It's their new Christmas break, I guess. I'm not sure. Maybe Dana wants to spend time with his family. I'm not, I couldn't tell you that.
You can't even say that with a straight face. Dana White doesn't want to spend time with his family.
Come on, he wants to see his mom, man.
No, he doesn't.
Everybody wants to see their mom.
Have you heard what Dana's mom says about him? Dana doesn't want to see his family. When's the last time you saw Dana's wife, ever?
Not sure.
You know he has kids, right? But, like,
Yep.
Where's their mom? What's going on there? Dana's, like, being filmed on video with, like, strippers that he's flying out to Brazil from Vegas. Dana's not trying to spend time with his family. Dana's at the casino spending that money.
Why are you treating Dana like a politician, man? You're going.
I'm not. I'm just saying. Like, have you seen the way Dana White lives? I don't think he's like, oh, let's have a nice like family meal by the fire. I can't imagine.
Haven't seen my mom in years, man.
Yeah, come on, man. Dana's like living that Vegas millionaire life. He's not trying to have that normal, boring ass Christmas. Okay, I'm not dissing him. I'm showing him respect. I think he's cool. He's living the life that we all wish we could live. Banging strippers in Brazil and whatever. Millions of dollars, private jets, big giant head. I mean, come on. Who doesn't want that shit?
I mean, I think I'm going to leave you on this island alone.
Yeah.
Because
good idea.
We got girlfriends, so I'm not sure I want to go down that road with you.
I'm just kidding around. I'm just joking. This is all jokes on this show, Fred. These are all jokes, okay? This is all tongue-in-cheek, okay? You can't take me seriously. You can't take anything I say seriously, all right? It's all nonsense. Thanks, Fred.
A month's off.
Yeah, we need a month off. I think we do. The show will take a month off. If we're not back next week, you know why. Somebody pulled my plug. So you want to talk about this Jake Paul fellow?
Who?
I know AJ wants to see it. I know AJ
Go ahead, man.
hasn't seen it and he wants to see it. AJ, have you seen it? He's not responding. He'll respond on the chat. I'm going to show this to you here. I think I can. It's on Jake Paul's Twitter. So I'm going to show you this gimmick here. I don't know about you, Freddie, but to me, if you're in the back of a pickup truck, okay, and you're throwing water balloons at a guy as you're driving away, you are the pussy, are you not? Like, aren't you the guy that is in fear? It's very strange that this guy is just, like, doing all this stuff, saying that Dillon Danis is scared when he's approaching and he's throwing the water balloons and then he's running away. So Dillon Danis is Conor McGregor's jiu-jitsu coach. He's a world-class jiu-jitsu player. He's a MMA fighter for Bellator. He's for real. He would destroy this guy. And I'm not sure if this guy
Even
understands.
in a boxing fight?
I mean, probably, Fred. He's a professional fighter. Now, he's not a professional boxer, but neither is Jake Paul. You know, like, I mean, at least Dillon Danis, his primary mode of making money is through combat. Jake Paul's mode of making money is through these stupid videos on YouTube that he's putting out. You know?
Who makes more money?
Well, yeah, I mean, but that's not... So what? Like, okay, but if I'm trying to come up with a rich guy. If Justin Bieber or Donald Trump or one of these guys said, "Yo, I'm super rich. I'm gonna train to fight for like 3 months, and I'm gonna knock out Conor McGregor,"
Bieber versus
you'd laugh
Tom
at
Cruise.
them. You laugh at them. Yeah, but not Conor McGregor, right? You know what I mean? It's a joke. I don't understand.
Look, the McGregor option is stupid. It's never gonna happen. Like, I mean, even in boxing, McGregor would kill him. But hey, I would watch Jake Paul against Dillon Danis. I'll watch that. I mean, look, it's a freak show. There's no other way to describe it. And also, it's stupid. But it works, man. It gets people get behind these type of stupid fights. Like, I mean, look how many pay-per-view sales McGregor and Mayweather did, and that was stupid. That was not a contest. That was like a ridiculous, and it was sold on pro wrestling tactics. Like creating a sort of a rivalry that's not really there or whatever. There's not a real rivalry between Jake Paul and Dillon Danis. It's all fake. But hey, it works. People are drinking the Kool-Aid, and they'll spend the money to watch this guy fight. So, hey, I'll watch it, and I'd rather watch him fight a guy like Dillon Danis, or I'll even throw another name like Ben Askren's. Like, I want to see maybe Jake Paul could knock out Ben Askren's in a boxing fight.
Maybe, but I'd kind of like to see Jake Paul get knocked unconscious. Like, I want to see this guy put to sleep so that we can be rid of these guys. Like, I just want these guys to go away because you can't. What I don't like is guys talking shit and then not having it come back to them. Like, you can't go and talk shit about Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather and all these guys and not have it come back to you. Like, you gotta get got. Like, I'm not going to go out there and start talking shit about some random fighter because that's dumb. Like, you don't do that. Because if you do that,
I mean,
you're going to get
he offered Conor $50 million
confronted.
to fight him, man. That's a
$50
lot of money, man.
$50 million for what? Did he really, though? Did he really?
That's what he says.
That's what he
he's
said.
Offer...
You believe him?
Okay, I'm taking AJ's role right now. Yeah, man, that's what he said, man.
Yeah. That's what he says. I mean, he said he offered Dana White and Conor McGregor. He's like, here's $50 million. Let's do a fight. So, yeah, okay. Why wouldn't Conor take that? It's an easy $50 million for Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
Boxing, MMA, whatever you want to do, that's an easy $50 million for Conor. Why wouldn't Conor take that? You know?
Exactly.
Like, it's just
Conor,
easy money.
If it's really there, Conor should jump on that money. I mean, that's a freak show even more than his fight with Mayweather. And this time, Conor McGregor's the one that's in control. Like, Conor McGregor's the one that's gonna dominate this fight. So yeah, if you're Conor McGregor and somebody offers you like $50 million, yeah, jump on that. In the end, I don't think it's gonna happen. I mean, it's not a credible fight. But I do believe that maybe one of the other guys, like Dillon Danis or maybe Ben Askren, I don't know, they'll find somebody to fight Jake Paul, and it's going to sell a lot, and it's going to sell until he loses, until he gets knocked out. Once he gets knocked out, the whole cachet of him fighting is going to disappear. People are going to forget his name. Well, actually, they're just going to go back to listening to his YouTube show. He's going to still make a lot of money. But hey, somebody needs to knock him out so that we stop talking about it. Remember the Kimbo Slice, Kimbo Slice. Everybody, like, the buzz was getting bigger and bigger, fight after fight. And what did it take? It took Matt Mitrione and who was it? Roy Nelson to expose Kimbo,
Yeah, and, a lot of people who knew fighting could tell, well, Kimbo in a real situation would get handled pretty well, and he did. And these Jake Paul, Logan Paul guys, they would also get totally handled by any real fighter. And I guess Floyd Mayweather is going to beat up one of them, right? I mean, that is going to happen. Floyd is going to fight one. And Floyd's side, he's like, yo, this is easy money. I get to beat up one of these little YouTube punks who talks a lot of shit. I'm actually going to be the good guy for once in one of my fights. People are going to be rooting for Floyd. When's the last time the majority of fans were rooting for Floyd? Like, when's the last time it was like a 90%, like, let's go, Floyd. Kill this guy. We want to see you do it. Maybe De La Hoya? Maybe?
No.
Even then?
No. Because
Probably
De La Hoya
not.
was the pretty boy, man.
Was he?
Everybody
I wanted
loved De La
Floyd to
Hoya.
beat the shit out of De La Hoya. I don't know why.
I don't think Floyd's ever been the fan favorite in every fight.
I think it is though, isn't it? Like, I'm not like 100% sure, but wasn't that the word, Fred?
Yeah, that's what they were saying. But I mean, come on, man. It's like there's no way Jake Paul is not gonna hit Mayweather once, and he's gonna get hit a lot. Like Mayweather is just gonna dance around him. Like, oh
no, Mayweather's
that's
gonna let him hit
ridiculous.
him a couple times.
No. Mayweather doesn't let anybody hit him. He's gonna play with him, but he's never gonna be in danger.
So Logan Paul is gonna fight Floyd Mayweather in February. Like, it's actually happening. I think they signed a contract, right? And Floyd's getting the majority of the money too. Like, Floyd's getting, I don't know, like 75% of what they're making.
For real?
Yeah.
Wow.
Floyd's making all the money.
How much is it gonna be?
Well, I think Floyd gets like a big percent of the pay-per-view, like a bigger percent than the other guy, and he gets more up front. I saw the numbers at one point, but I don't have them in front of me. But Floyd is making more.
I'll tell you what, there's a market for these freak show fights, man. People want to see it, man. You take two people that are known in whatever field it is. Like, imagine, I don't know, just throw in like a LeBron James fighting whoever his rival is. People would tune in for that, man. People love these freak show fights. It's just, there's a market for it. There's always going to be a new freak show fight, and it seems like it just gets bigger. Like, you know, with MMA becoming mainstream and all that, it feels like fighting has become more mainstream, and then you get like these people that are not from the fight game that want to fight, and it's going to sell. People want to see it. I always say, you put Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, again, it probably sells like 5 million pay-per-views.
Yeah, that's it. You put, you know, some of these people that are known, right? Like when people were talking about Justin Bieber and Tom Cruise, like you mentioned it before, like
Exactly.
that was something out there that people were like, oh, let's see that, because people always want to see Batman versus Superman, a shark versus a grizzly bear. People want to see these weirdo freak show fights. That's it.
People want to see a fight. Remember
No.
You know, like
people
there was a fight happening, you would go see it.
Yeah, people don't just want to see a fight, though. People want to see a fight with two people that they've heard of. People want to see a fight with something on the line where afterwards you can be like, oh, that guy from that fight lost at that time, and now I know him, like I'll know him forever. And people want that. Like Conor McGregor is a star because people know Conor McGregor, so every time he fights, it's an event. Same with Floyd Mayweather, and same now with these Paul brothers, right? Because they have all these fans, so every time that they have these boxing matches, it's an event and people are into it. But that's all it is. People like it's celebrity, you know? It's a celebrity factor.
Yeah, well, exactly. He's got, I think Jake Paul has 24 million followers on Twitter. So that's 24 million people that are interested in him. And like you say, I'll go back to what I said earlier. People like to see a fight. It's just like these people have such a following. It just creates an enormous buzz, you know? But, hey, you put any two people that have a little bit of a following and if they want to fight, people are going to get behind that. There's going to be a market for that.
And it's still happening, and Floyd Mayweather is going to beat up this guy in February. And Mayweather, apparently, according to the Sun newspaper, which, like, who knows, says that Floyd is guaranteed $5 million plus 50% of all pay-per-view sales, while Paul is supposed to get $200,000 and 5% of pay-per-view.
But what Paul is he fighting?
This is according to somebody's YouTube channel, Drama Alert, which maybe that's, I don't know. This is the Sun newspaper reporting off somebody's Drama Alert news channel, which I don't know.
I'll believe it when it happens, man.
But, I mean, if those numbers are correct, that Floyd gets $5 million off the top plus 50% of all the pay-per-views, and Logan Paul gets $200,000 plus 5% of pay-per-view, like, that seems about right.
Maybe.
Right?
Seems low for Logan.
Does it? I mean, who's he? He's an 0-1 boxer. What business does he have in there?
5% of pay-per-view, that's not much, man.
Depends how much it sells, man.
If it sells for 100 million, which I doubt, it's 5 million. It's not that much, man.
Yeah. Your math is good, Fred. That is good math on the fly. Very impressive. Very impressive math. Amazing.
Come on, that's an easy one, man. 100 million, 5%, man. Come on.
Hey, look, we're not all as advanced as you are, Fred, all right? Stop bragging. And I tell you what, you can do great math like Fred if you figure out how to save 20% off Manscaped, all right? You know how to save 20% off your Manscaped and get free shipping? Use the promo code Ringside20. You do that by going to manscaped.com, use the promo code Ringside20, 20% off your order. How much is that? I couldn't tell you. You'd have to figure out how much you're spending and then take 20% off that. Fred can help you. I can't help you with that math at all. You say 20%? I have no idea. I don't even know what that means, but I know it's a good discount, okay? That's what I do know. And free shipping, even better, baby. I love free shipping, and I love Manscaped and what they do and how they make me feel. You know what I mean? How it makes you feel. Your balls will thank you. The people that go near your balls will thank you. You know what I'm saying? Because they've got they got the trimmer. They've got the lawnmower 3.0. Keep you trim, keep you looking good. They've got the crop reviver. They've got the ball deodorant to keep your balls smelling oh so fresh, oh so nice. Your balls will smell better than the rest of you. Like really. This Manscaped stuff, it'll make it so that your balls, a place where it's never been, it's not the best feature. If you say, take a picture of my best feature, very rarely will a man whip out his balls. But after Manscaped, you say, oh, let's take a picture of your best feature. Be like, all right, check these babies out. You whip up those nuts, everybody's going to be in awe of your testicles, okay? My balls are my best feature because of Manscaped. Go to manscaped.com. Use the promo code Ringside20. Get 20% off your order plus free shipping. I would show you, but YouTube would remove this video, okay? I think on Twitch it's allowed. So maybe we'll just go on Twitch and I'll show you one day. But I don't know if it's allowed on Twitch. I have to check. But if it is allowed on Twitch, I will show you my best feature. Manscaped.com, promo code Ringside20.
That's a contract. If it's allowed, he'll do it.
Well, that's not a contract, not legally binding, and it's going to take a very sizable donation to donate.ringsidereport.net or on the Super Chat on YouTube, or you get some merch. And then I know who gets the merch. I know who's picking it up. You go to merch.ringsidereport.net. Go get yourself some merch, baby. We got masks. You want to protect yourself from the Rona? Go to merch.ringsidereport.net and get yourself one of our sweet face masks. Ringside Report logo mask. Available now. We've got the Ringside Report hoodie. Ringside Report t-shirt. The what? Vacuum insulated tumbler. It says what on it? Fred, it says what on it? Have you seen this thing?
Nope. What is that? Hello.
Get it right now. Merch.ringsidereport.net. Support the channel. Get a what tumbler? I mean, come on. Freddie, you see that? Whoa.
I see it, man.
Whoa. Wait a second. All right, we're good.
But you lose me when you go to the other screen, man. When you did the Jake Paul earlier, I'm like out of it, and just now also I don't hear you.
You were gone?
I don't know why?
You didn't hear me?
Yeah, well, yeah. When you went to the merch thing, yeah.
When I went to the merch, you stopped hearing me? How about?
Yep.
I don't know why that is. You couldn't hear me at all, eh? That's weird.
At all.
Oh, that's weird.
Earlier also with the
Jake Paul thing.
Yeah.
There was no audio. Yeah. Oh.
Somebody's cutting my mic.
Oh, we're having technical issues there. I didn't know that.
Censorship.
Somebody's
Johnny wants
you
to start an OnlyFans, man, for that.
Yo, I will start an OnlyFans, baby. Show off them goods. I'm going to do sexy dances. I'm going to show you my butt. It's going to be awesome. You want to see pictures of my butt? Go to my OnlyFans. That shit would be great, bro. Imagine if that's like, if I made tons of money, just like a bunch of dudes out there be like, I just want to see Dave Simon's ass. And it's just pictures of my butt. And it's like, I'm raking it in, guys.
Subscribe to a monthly thing on YouTube, and Dave's going to send some private ones, I think.
No.
Maybe.
Don't do. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Subscribe to become a member of the Ringside Report channel. Okay? We have members. You know, a lot of our members are joining us. Who are our members? Let me check the memberships. Let me take a look. Freddie, I'm going to tell you who our members are because I know, okay? People think I don't know, but I know. I know who the members are. I know who some of our recent members. I know Patrick C. Hamilton is a member. Shout out to my man Patrick. I know that who else is a member here? Hold on a second, Freddie. I'm going to tell you. I'm going to shout out our members right now. I want to tell you about people that support the show that are good people that I love. And if they wanted a picture of my butt, I'd send it to them because that's how much I respect them. But I don't think they want that. I really don't think they want that in their lives. Patrick C. Hamilton, member of the universe. Jason Pete, member of the universe. Antoinette, member of the universe. Go sign up right now. Become a member of the Ringside Report YouTube channel. Support the channel. We love you forever. And we talk about you on the show. We talk about Jason Pete. We talk about Patrick C. Hamilton. We talk about Antoinette. They are our friends. They're part of the show because they're members. Become a member. Become part of the team. Help the team. Keep us going. By God, we appreciate it so very much. You know? Our members, like, you know, I see a lot of people watching the show, a lot of people chatting, a lot of people sending me tweets at Dave Simon MMA. But the members hold a special place in my heart. What the hell was that? Oh, look at that. Members, see that? Click join, click join, click join. Memberships, bam, 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 bam. Look at that. Our graphics people just like taking care of that as we go. Freddie, we have a big team. We have a big team. You got to support the team. Become a member. You know what I mean? People think it's just me and Fred here, but there's AJ. There's the production staff. There's the graphics team. There's like a whole team behind the scenes that you guys don't know about. It's a big, big squad that we have. There's Johnny North. Johnny North exists. People think he's just a man in a box on YouTube. He's a real person. He used to wrestle. Back in the before the COVID days, Johnny North was a wrestler, and he was really good at it. He was like an A version of Alex Reynolds. If you ever see Alex Reynolds on the Dark Order, he's like a B version of Johnny North. He looks like John, but he's like not as jacked and not quite as good. He's pretty good. I like him, but like he's not as good as John. John's way better. This guy Alex Reynolds, he's part of the Dark Order. He's in AEW. His tag team partner is my favorite wrestler going today, John Silver, a.k.a. Johnny Hungy. You haven't seen John Silver? Guy's hilarious looking. He's like short. He's got huge arms and small hands. He's beautiful. He's magnificent. He's hilarious. He's a great wrestler. He's a great talent. Goddamn, I love him.
I did enjoy the NXT War Game show. I thought it was good.
Yeah. NXT is like not really that good for me. I'm not into it that much. I saw some of it. It was all right. I didn't hate it, but I wasn't blown away. I thought Dynamite was good last night. We'll talk about wrestling tomorrow night. Johnny North says now he's just hateful. He used to be a wrestler, now he's just a man full of hate who sits at home and stews about his former glory days. Like, Johnny is a guy who really needed to go out and chop people in the wrestling ring to get his aggression out. Like, he would chop you hard, but you could chop him just as hard. Like, he's good with that. But he needs that in his life, you know, the aggression. Fred, you get it. You need the jiu-jitsu in your life. You know, you need to get that energy out. But now he doesn't have that outlet to, like, hit people and get hit and kind of, you know, do the damn thing. So I think he's a little
Yeah,
frustrated.
but did he put on 20 pounds like I did? Because I'm almost at 20 pounds now, man, and
No,
I need my jiu-jitsu, man.
I'm not trying to count how many pounds I'm putting on, but I'm assuming I've put on some. I feel like thicker only over the past like couple of months. I don't know. I feel like it's
It
happening.
does help. The last couple of times I was rolling, man, I was rolling with my buddy who's half my age and bigger, stronger, better than me. And once in a while, he'll let me like start in a dominant position. And the fact that I have 20 pounds does help, man. Like I could feel like my 100 kilo is much more like effective. My side control is much more effective. But in the end, my cardio is not really there. So the 20 pounds
Mm.
doesn't really help. But it does
No.
help to smash some people.
Yeah. It does help to be heavier, but yeah, it does kind of slow you down. You don't move as quickly. I like to have really active jiu-jitsu sessions so I use them as cardio. Like cuz you can be lazy in jiu-jitsu sometimes and just kind of rely on technique, but I like to go like it's my last round every round, especially these days when you're not as you're more sedentary, you're not moving as much these days because there's nowhere to go and you can't do as much activity as you normally can. So when I do get to do jiu-jitsu, which is, once or twice a week, usually just once, I try to be as active as I possibly can be. Like I try to make the most out of every minute of every roll, so I'm like dead tired by the end because I'm just trying to destroy myself so that I can maintain some sort of physical abilities. You know what I mean? Johnny says he's
You got to
gained
push
maybe.
yourself.
Yeah, you got to push yourself super hard all the time so that you can, push yourself harder the next time. Embrace the grind, baby. Jiu-jitsu forever. Goddamn, I love jiu-jitsu. Johnny North says he's maybe gained 5 pounds. Johnny doesn't gain weight. That guy, like, he doesn't eat he doesn't eat candy like we do, Fred. You know what I mean? Like, you and I, if left to our own devices, we'll sit around, we'll smoke weed, we'll eat candy, we'll play video games. Johnny won't do that. Like, he doesn't live like that. He doesn't smoke, he doesn't drink, he doesn't do anything but, like, live a very... He's very disciplined, He eats well, he works out, he's got no sweet tooth. Like, he's just not, I don't know. He's an exemplary man. We should all kind of aspire to be more like John, but I think we'd go a little crazy, so hard to do. John can do it, but you and I, we're not built for it. Oh, John says he ate 3 teen burgers today? Like, when John eats, like, he eats. You know what I mean? Like, when I've seen him, like, take down some food. Like, Johnny North is a big dude. He eats like a pro wrestler. He eats like he's, 220, muscular. You know what I'm saying? He eats like a big man. But he doesn't...
I'll challenge him to a Krispy Kreme eating contest.
See, he wouldn't do that because he's not going to eat the sweets. Like, he's not going to eat anything bad.
He
but
knows
like
I'm going to beat him. That's why.
Like, if
he
you
knows
give
I'm
him...
going to beat him, man.
Yeah, for sure you'll beat him. But steaks, you know what I mean? Like, in a steak eating contest, he would smash you. Burgers. Like, I've seen this man crush, like, sausages. He ate, like, 6 sausages one time and, like, 4 burgers at my house at a WrestleMania party. I was like, what the hell? This guy can eat meat, He's a protein monster. He's a real, pro athlete type guy, Fred. He's not like us, He's like a real, like, he eats, like, protein and stuff. He knows what protein is. Like, he understands food. You know what I'm saying? Like, he knows, like, what nutrients are and shit. Do you know nutrients? I don't know shit.
I understand it. I just don't care because sweets is so good, man. Like, you're supposed to stay away from all the carbs. I know that, but
are you?
I mean, it's carbs, man. It's good. Well, you should really cut on those, man. Carbs are not very good.
Johnny says donuts are the worst for you. So he says those donuts are the worst for you. So I'm not a big donut head. I'm more like a gummy bears, shit like that. I love gummies, and soda. Soda is my killer. Like, I love a soda. I'm drinking a soda right now. Barks Cherry Bite. I love it. Like, I love Coca-Cola. I love soda. That's really what kills me. That probably will be what kills me. Unless I get the Rona.
I've pretty much quit on soda. At least.
I can't. I love it so much. I know it's so bad for you, but goddamn.
Once in a while, I'll take a Dr. Pepper, but rarely.
Yeah, I love a soda, man. I can't stop. That's really my it's my Achilles heel. I cannot quit soda. I love it. We should talk about MMA. Ayman Zahabi tested positive for COVID. That's not good.
Yeah, I see that.
You know why that's not good? 2 reasons. One, because Ayman Zahabi is a fighter and we like him. He's a friend of the show and he was supposed to fight in the UFC this weekend. Now his fight is off. That's bad. 2, it's another fucking Montreal positive COVID test, right? That's where we live. Like, Ayman's from where we're from. That's another guy from Montreal that we didn't know had COVID, and now we know that he has COVID. It's like, goddamn, we can't catch a break. Nobody tell the premier, okay? Don't tell Legault that Ayman's got COVID. Now, what happens if you have COVID and you go fly to... Did he fly to Vegas and find out? He gets tested, and then what? He has to stay in Vegas, or does he come back here? Like, goddamn, that sucks. Poor guy. I hope he's all right. I don't know what his story is. Maybe I'll reach out this week and see if he's all right. I just got the news today that he had COVID.
It's unfortunate he was... it's unfortunate. Like, who was he fighting again? It was a big fight. I'm trying to remember. I thought I caught you off guard. Sorry.
He was going to fight...
yeah.
No, I'll tell you in a second. He was supposed to fight...
We're prepared, man.
Draco Rodriguez. Draco.
Oh, okay. I'm mistaking then. I thought he had a bigger fight than that lined up. But anyways, it's unfortunate for him, man. We'll see, man. This COVID, unless he's feeling bad, I'm sure he's gonna be. Like, we've seen other fighters test positive and fight very shortly after. So, like, unless he has really a lot of symptoms and all that, I think he'll be all right. But yeah, if he comes, I think he probably comes back to Montreal and he has to be like in quarantine for 2 weeks. Like, don't you have your buddy that went to Mexico or whatever, Florida, and
Florida.
You come back and you spend 2 weeks in quarantine, man. That's the new way of vacationing.
My buddy's in quarantine right now. He is in quarantine right now, and we talked about it this morning, actually, on the new episode of Irreparable Damage, which you can check out at irreparabledamageshow.com. Look at this. Aha! There's the show. You couldn't hear me there, but now you can. I fixed that. I figured out what the problem was. Ha 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 ha. There. irreparabledamageshow.com. This is In Quarantine. My buddy there, that's Giuseppe. We did this show this morning. It's a show we do every week that you can watch on YouTube or download as a podcast. irreparabledamageshow.com. It's not about MMA. It's about other things, and that's the show. Hey, Fred, do you see that? My volume came back when I fixed it. I figured it out. So you didn't hear the Logan Paul video before when I played it? You didn't hear him call him a pussy? Ah, shit.
Nope.
Damn it.
I didn't hear your comments. I think nobody heard it because I read Johnny. Yeah, exactly. There was nobody that could hear it.
Should I play it again?
Happens. We don't need to, like, Logan Paul, man. How much time you want to spend on Logan Paul,
Jake Paul. It was Jake Paul.
Jake? Oh. Sure it's not Aaron? That's the only one I know, really.
I don't know. Well, it's a short video. I mean, hold on. It's a short video. If you didn't hear it before, I'll just get the audio.
Pussy!
There you go. Hear that? You hear that?
Pussy!
Hey, look! It's Conor McGregor's bitch right there! Pussy! Pussy! Piece of shit! Pussy! Dip, dip, dip!
Dip, 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 running away like a...
Now, let's be honest, man. This is staged. This is staged.
Hey, look! It's Conor McGregor's bitch right there!
Of course.
Pussy! Pussy! Piece of shit!
Like,
pussy.
if I'm there and he hits me, I'm suing him.
Pussy! Fuck you, bitch!
Yeah.
You're a bitch!
But at the same time,
hey, look!
You know, this guy, Dillon Danis, knows that this guy, Jake Paul, is the biggest money fight he's got.
But you know what actually made me laugh the most is when you see Dillon Danis getting closer to him. Like, that might be actually how Dillon Danis would attack him. You know, he's like ducking a little bit for the water balloon and he's trying to come in.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not convinced Dillon Danis has great boxing, man. He might get knocked out. It won't be a water balloon next time, man. It might be a right or a left, man.
Yeah.
Jake
I hope
Paul.
I hope it's an MMA fight because I have more confidence in an MMA fight.
No,
It would be totally
it won't
one-sided.
be an MMA fight.
In a
It'd be
boxing match, though, you're
ridiculous
right.
if it would.
Dillon Danis is not a boxer. He's an MMA fighter and a jiu-jitsu guy. Is he a pure boxer? No. Conor, though, Conor would smash him. Like, Dillon Danis wins MMA fights with his grappling. Conor wins MMA fights by knocking people out. Conor would destroy Jake Paul in a real boxing match. That I'm quite confident about, right?
Me too.
And Floyd, too. Like, Floyd's going to beat the shit out of that other guy, Logan
It's
Paul.
ridiculous, man.
I know, it's crazy.
That's the most ridiculous.
I can't believe it.
That's the equivalent, like, of maybe not me because I'm not training seriously, but that's like almost me fighting. I don't know, man. Damian Maya. You know, like I wouldn't have a chance, man.
No,
it's ridiculous.
It's about right. It's about right. You calling out
Damian Maya is like, your jiu-jitsu sucks, Maya.
Yeah.
He choked me before I finished that phrase.
Or just go to a lower, like, you don't even have to go, like, top echelon Damian Maya. Just go with, like, Marlon Moraes. It's like you calling out Marlon Moraes. It's ridiculous. You know what I mean? Like, Marlon Moraes
is top echelon.
Yeah, Marlon Moraes is, one of the top bantamweights in the world. He's a 135-pounder. But, like, if you think you could beat up Marlon Moraes, you're kidding yourself. Unless you're in the UFC, you're not beating up Marlon Moraes. Or, like, you're UFC adjacent, you know?
But, hey, Conor thought he could beat Mayweather. Or maybe he never actually thought it. He just sold it.
Well, if you win enough professional fights and you not... Like, if I had the ability to knock out Jose Aldo with one punch, and I became the UFC lightweight champion by just obliterating Eddie Alvarez, I might have some pretty big confidence too. You know what I mean? Like, I think Conor believed it because Conor was able to accomplish some pretty big shit. You know, Conor was... Like, I think people see the spectacle of Conor and forget that he's also a good fighter. What makes Conor special isn't the spectacle. It's the fact that he's got the ability to put on the show with the ability to back it up. It's not just the spectacle. He's also pretty good at fighting, you know? Conor, like, has reason to believe in himself. This other guy is on YouTube, you know? Like, it's not the same. Conor is like a real fighter. Conor is going to knock Dustin Poirier unconscious next month. He's going to beat the shit out of that man. I saw Dana White talked about the Conor-Dustin fight, and he's like, oh, it's a totally different fight now, and this and that. And I'm like, is it, though? Is it? I don't see it being that much different. I think they're both better. I think Conor is just as much a better fighter now than Dustin is. Like, I think they've improved the same amount. I really do. Do you forget what Conor did to Donald Cerrone? Do you remember how quick and easy that was for him? Like, okay, Cerrone, whatever, maybe towards the end of his career, I'll give you all that. But, like, do you remember how good he looked in that fight? It was crazy. The shoulder shots that he was doing. Like, Conor looked amazing in that fight. And this is going to be a similar type of fight. Like, if this was Khabib, I'd be like, all right, well, Conor's in trouble. You know, he's going to get out-wrestled and whatever. But this isn't that. This is a striker who's going to stand with him, which, like, didn't work for you the last time. It's not going to work for you this time. I see it as, like, an easy smashing night for Conor. It's going to be just destruction. It's a gimme fight on the road to the Khabib rematch, which is what the UFC wants. I feel it's a setup fight on the road to Khabib.
Maybe. Look, you're probably right. Okay, I'm going to say you're probably right. I'm looking more of the past couple of years where Conor has been, you know, a little bit on the party, a little bit on other vibes where he's boxing and all that. But yeah, in 2020, he's probably been very quiet because everybody is confined and all that. So yeah, I would expect him to come in at tip-top shape, and he did look great against Donald Cerrone. So you're right. I'm going to say Conor McGregor should definitely win that fight against Dustin Poirier. I'm looking at what Poirier did ever since he fought McGregor, and he has 2 losses, one to Khabib, another one to Michael Johnson, but that was like 4 years ago. So I'm willing to put that behind. I think Poirier is a better fighter than he was when he fought McGregor. But like you say, McGregor should come in top shape, very confident, having defeated Poirier in the past. So the logical bet is McGregor to win again.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be a knockout in round one like it was the first fight, though. I expect Poirier to do a little bit better.
I don't. I really don't. I think Conor's going to just rush him. We'll see. Next month. I'm hyped for it. We're already talking about it. Dana White's going to go to Russia to talk to Khabib to try and convince him to fight Conor again. I mean, Dana didn't say that, but, I mean, you know, Dana's doing interviews and saying, I'm going to go talk to Khabib. I think I'm pretty confident I'm going to be able to convince him to come back and fight. Khabib says he's retired. Dana's like, nah. Come on, man. 30-0, 30-0. You want to be 30-0, right? How about some money? You want to fight Conor? So Conor's going to fight Poirier. He's going to win. And then Dana's going to try and convince Khabib to fight Conor again because that was the biggest fight in UFC history. They made the most money. And they want to do it again. It's not going to be GSP because that's not what Dana wants. Dana is determined to make this Conor-Khabib rematch because he knows, and his bosses know, that that's the big money fight for the UFC. So that's what's going to hit 2 million pay-per-views again for them, right? They're going to hit 2 million pay-per-views if they can do that rematch. So, you know, that's the only fight they could do that'll probably hit 2 million. You know, the GSP fight is big, but I don't think it does the number that Conor and Khabib will do. And at the end of the day, it's a business. It's all about the numbers. They're trying to get Conor and Khabib done. Dana's going to Russia. He said he's going to Russia next month, talk to Khabib. He's going to set it up. And I don't know I think he's going to go to Russia unless Khabib's going to go meet him. But Dana said he's talking to Khabib next month, and I think he's going to fly to Khabib and try to coax him out of retirement. I don't think he'll be successful, though. I don't know if Khabib really wants to go through that whole thing. Like, he seems pretty happy with being done. Do you think he'd want to come back and fight Conor?
I'm not sure. Like, my opinion would be that no, Khabib probably stays retired. And I'll tell you another thing. So, McGregor fights mid-January. Ramadan starts, I see, April 12th to May 12th. So, you know, like, Khabib, is there time to make a fight before April 12th between him and Conor? And if that's not happening before April 12th, we know Khabib, he needs at least 2-3 months after May 12th. So we're talking like we're going far in 2021, if anything, if this is going to happen. So right now, I don't think it's happening. Who knows? Maybe at the end of 2021, he could convince Khabib. But I doubt that it happens like within the next 6 or 8 months. Like I don't see it happening. Now, to go back to Conor, if Conor gets another impressive win, of course the UFC are gonna milk it. Like if he knocks out Poirier, man, that's all you're gonna see is the knockout of Poirier and Cerrone, and they're just gonna say like they're gonna put Joe Rogan to say Conor McGregor is back and things like that, and yeah, they're gonna be able to sell it. I just don't think Khabib will be available right now, and he's probably like enjoying his time off. I'm not saying he's never coming back, but I would expect him right now to, you know, enjoy life of somebody that retired, and you know, enjoying life that somebody retired and probably not being in the training camp. So McGregor right now, I think Poirier. After that, I'm not sure who it will be, but I don't think it's going to be Khabib.
I don't know. I don't think Khabib comes back either. I really don't. I'm sorry, Fred. I just got invaded. Do you see this? Do you see what's happening here?
It's all good, man. It's normal.
I just got invaded.
It's normal.
Middle of doing the show, and then this man just shows up. You want to say hi to Fred? Say hi to Fred.
Hi, Fred.
Sweet.
Hi, Fred.
How you doing, Zevi?
How you doing?
Give me a sweet.
Good. Hi.
Give him a 2 sweet.
NWO takeover.
All right, we got to finish the show. All right? See you later, buddy. No. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. He's causing trouble. He almost shut down the stream just there. Remember when he did shut down the stream? Remember when he walked in and he cut the camera off? Were you on that show?
I don't think so.
No? That was good. That was good. This guy, he's a real troublemaker. He thought that was so funny. All right, see you later, dude. Cameos. Special guests on the show. Oh, God. What were we talking about?
Yo,
Khabib?
talking about cameos. You saw that thing of Bruce Buffer? Like some girl paid him to announce to her former boyfriend that she was splitting up with him, and that is pretty cold, man.
Yeah, that's rough. But Bruce Buffer, if you pay him whatever, he'll do
He'll
it.
do it.
He'll do it. I saw
He'll
Undertaker.
break up for you.
Undertaker's doing cameos too. It's pretty cool. His are really
But
ridiculous.
it's the first time I hear about one about breakups. I didn't even know people would do that, man. I guess I'm just old right now. That's kind of cool, man.
That's a pretty harsh way to do it. Pay Bruce Buffer to be like, it's over. What?
Yeah, you get that video of Buffer, you're like all excited, and then it's like, oh, it's over.
Yeah, that's a weird one. That's a weird thing to do. I did see that though. Strange. Dana just won't give up on Khabib. I think he'll get Khabib at some point though. I think Khabib will come out of retirement. Probably fight Conor in November next year in front of people. That's my best guess on the whole deal. Volkanovski is a 145-pound champion. Apparently he's going to be fighting Brian Ortega in February. Sounds about right. Ortega next challenger.
Nice.
Right?
That's a good fight.
Yeah. And Dana was asked about John Jones, too. I saw an interview he did with BT Sport. He talked about John Jones. And he said John Jones will not leapfrog Francis Ngannou to get a title shot against Stipe Miocic. So Jones is going up to heavyweight, but he's not getting the shot against Stipe. At least not for his first fight, or at least not until Francis fights Stipe first. But then there's no word on when Stipe is going to fight Francis again. And Stipe seemed really not interested in fighting Francis again. This heavyweight division, man, I really want it to move forward because I love the players in it. And this has been my problem with the UFC heavyweight division for years now, is that they just don't fight enough. They have great fighters. They have guys I want to see in action. Their heavyweight champions are always fun. Cain Velasquez, Fabricio Verdum, Stipe Miocic, Daniel Cormier. We've had some great heavyweight champions in the past few years, but they just don't fight. They fight once a year, if that. Stipe has fought, once a year for the past 3 years in August? And it's been all against Daniel Cormier, right? Isn't that the deal with Stipe? He's fought 3 times in 3 years, and all 3 times have been in August, and all 3 times have been against Daniel Cormier. I'm pretty sure.
You're almost right, man.
Am I wrong about that?
It's
July.
3 times. Yeah.
So July 2018, he lost to DC. August 2019, he beat DC. August 2020, he beat DC. And that's why the heavyweight division is where it is, because the guy doesn't fight very often.
It feels like Stipe and the UFC don't have a great relationship, because if you remember after the second Cormier fight, the UFC wanted to do a Cormier rematch, and Stipe was like, I'm not sure about that and all that. It felt like Stipe was part of the reason why he didn't fight for a year, and without saying it, it felt like he wasn't happy with the UFC, probably with his deal or something. So, who knows? Maybe he's still not very happy, and him fighting once a year is enough for him. Look, if you're Stipe Miocic and you're winning a couple of millions every year, man, because he's probably making overall at least a couple of millions when he's fighting for the heavyweight title, you don't need to fight more. And if the UFC is not willing to break the bank for a John Jones fight or for a rematch against Ngannou, you shouldn't be in a hurry, man. That's how the guys can have a little control of their future. It's by saying, no, I won't fight right now, because unfortunately his hands are tied with the UFC. So if he has a deal, the UFC are going to make him fight it through. And that's just unfortunate for him. If he doesn't like it, his only way is to delay the fight.
That's it. And I think that's kind of where he's at right now. He's 38 years old. He's a full-time fireman. He's a heavyweight champion. He's had 3 straight fights with Daniel Cormier that have made him some money. but he's only fought once a year, for the past few years, and I think he's at a point where that's enough for him. It just makes the UFC heavyweight division kind of slow. And then in the meantime, it's like, well, when's Ngannou? Like, Ngannou doesn't want to wait. That's what I kind of like about Francis Ngannou is, like, he's willing to fight a bunch. He doesn't care.
But he wants to become the champion. Trust me, once he becomes the champion and he wants a bigger contract, maybe he'll change. But right now, yeah, of course, everybody wants to get to the top because they see that as the money maker. Like once you get to the top, but once they get to the top, they want to renegotiate, and I don't think the UFC is always willing to do that.
That is true. They're willing to fight a bunch until it's like, well, can I make some money now? Because that's what happens to UFC fighters, right? They think, okay, well, I'm going to grind because once I get to the top, then I'll cash in. Then I'll get paid. And then the UFC's like, no, keep grinding. And they're like, well, I'm the champion now. I got to the mountaintop. Give me some money now. And they're like, no, it's not how it works. Sell pay-per-views. And then you're like, shit, now I got to be marketable and the best fighter? It's hard, man. UFC doesn't make it easy for you. You think that's what a lot of fighters do. A lot of fighters believe in the UFC's promises. Then once they get to the top, it's like, oh, wait. Because they figure, well, once I get to the top, I'll have all this negotiating power. I'll pick my shots. I'll tell the UFC what to do, and they'll have to pay me because I'll be the champion. Wrong. They'll let their champion sit. They don't care. They'll put whole divisions on hold. They don't care. They do not care. They don't care about their champions. They don't care. It doesn't matter. Nobody is so big that the UFC has to bend and do what they want. Nobody. And that's been proven. Not even Conor. Conor's like, I'm not getting what I want. I retire. I'm like, all right. See ya. Thanks for a great career, Conor. And he's like, I'm not really retired. And they're like, yeah, we know. You want to come back and fight whoever the fuck we tell you to fight? You want to shut up about it? And he's like, yes, I'm sorry, Mr. White. I'm very sorry. Yeah, shut up, Conor. Fucking idiot. Fucking stick you in there with Khabib again. See how you like it. Beat the shit out of you. Like, that's how it works. Like, nobody's so big. Nobody's that big. Why do you think Dana wants Khabib to come back? Khabib, come back. Hey, Sean Shelby, we got anybody that can beat Khabib? Let's fucking find somebody to beat Khabib. Maybe this fucking Khamzat will beat Khabib. Let's make Khabib fight 170. Let's have him fight Khamzat. And then Khamzat will be our fucking guy, and we can make money off that fucking guy. Fucking Khamzat. When Khamzat comes calling for money, put him up against Ngannou. Shut him the fuck up. Like,
I was reading...
That's how they operate. Like, not exactly, but, in a way.
You're mentioning Khamzat, and it reminds me of last week. Kevin Holland had a great win, super impressive, and I saw him on Twitter. He's willing to fight Khamzat, so I'd be down to see that. Kevin Holland against Khamzat, that's a fight I want to see.
Where you at, Khamzat? You don't want none of Kevin Holland? Kevin Holland is my new favorite. Like, that guy is a beast. The way he beat Jacare last week was great. That was the best. That was
beautiful.
That was the best. Like, the main event was good last week. It was a good fight. Whatever, it's a draw. Obviously, they're going to do an immediate rematch. Morono and Figueiredo, great fight. Great fight. Very rarely do you see a draw, and at the end, you're like, yep, that was great. I don't care. Both guys won. A lot of times at the end of a draw, you're kind of like, draw, really? Yeah. I don't know. But it's like, yeah, at the end of that, I was like, yeah, I get it. I thought maybe Figueiredo won, but, it was pretty damn close, and they deserve to do it again. I was very happy with the draw. I was like, yeah, fine. Let's fight them again. Those guys are awesome. But the most impressive performance to me was Kevin Holland. The way he beat Jacare off his back, knocked him out off his back. Like, when guys do things that you're not supposed to be able to do in martial arts, that's what impresses me the most. You know what I mean? Like, no coach will ever tell you, put him in your guard and start punching, and you'll knock him out, right? Like, no MMA coach will ever tell you, okay, this is what we're going to do. You're going to put him in your guard, and from your back, you're going to hit him, and then he's going to wobble, and you're going to just keep smashing him. Like, that's not what you're supposed to do. You're not supposed to be able to generate enough force and power from your back to be able to hit a guy so hard that he goes loopy, and then you're able to finish him on his knees. Like, that was crazy what Kevin Holland did to Jacare. Like, Alexei Oleinik, no coach in jiu-jitsu will ever tell you, let yourself get mounted so you could do an Ezekiel choke from bottom mount. You know what I mean? Like, Fred's laughing because he knows how ridiculous that sounds. Like, no one would ever tell you to do that, but Alexei Oleinik, what I love about him is he makes that shit work. Shit that you shouldn't be able to pull off in a fight, especially a professional fight at UFC level, especially against a guy like Jacare. Kevin Holland didn't just do this to some jabroni. He did this to Jacare. And you can say, okay, Jacare's not the same, da-da-da. Still did it to Jacare on the ground with Jacare on top of him. Knocked him out with Jacare on top of him on bottom. Like, that's crazy. Not supposed to be able to do that. Kevin Holland is a bad motherfucker. Watch out for him. He's something else.
What I said Saturday that impressed me the most was his reaction, because he had him in his guard and he saw Jacare was kind of stung and he reacted right away, jumped and finished him. And that was impressive. Because, like, often if you got somebody in your guard, you know, you're going to relax a little bit. You're going to try to get a sweep because Jacare was, like, posturing back, but he just, like, jumped up and went for the knockout. Very impressive. And the other guy that was impressive that we got to mention is Charles Oliveira. That was a dominating win against Tony Ferguson. Unfortunately for Tony, he didn't look good in that fight, but Oliveira, he looked like a stud in there, man.
Looked really, really good, Charles Oliveira. Tony Ferguson, I kind of wonder. Where the future is for him. I saw some guys on Saturday night where I thought they've seen better days. That's what I thought. You know, I watched the fight there on Saturday, and I thought, okay, Tony Ferguson is not in his peak anymore. Junior Dos Santos is nearly done, and Jacare is pretty much done. Like, I saw those three guys, and I thought, okay, that's the end of those chapters. And it was a little sad, a little bittersweet. Fun night of fights, but a little bit sad to see some of those guys obviously, you know, not the same, not elite as they once were. Big fan of all those three guys. You know, I think they'll be kick-ass in Bellator, but...
Yeah, Jacare and Junior Dos Santos, I'm scared that they might get the axe from the UFC.
Yeah.
And they'll both find a spot exactly in Bellator. And there's some interesting matchups probably for them over there. Mm-hmm. Because let's be honest, both of them have seen better days. You know, they're older. So, like, bring Junior Dos Santos, make him fight Czech Congo or whatever. You know, try to get a second win to his career by beating a couple of guys in Bellator. And the same thing for Jacare. They got a couple of middleweights. They got some interesting names there. I could see a Jacare, maybe Vitor at light heavyweight. Who knows, man? There's some interesting fights that you could do with Jacare.
And I'm seeing Jason Pete, who is a member of the team. Jason Pete joined up. He's a member. Thank you, Jason. And he says out of 9 losses for JDS, 7 knockouts. He needs to stop now. Now, I see your point, and I get it. But look who he's getting knocked out by. Cyril Gane, who I think might be the next heavyweight champ. Okay? Jairzinho Rozenstruik, who hits like a truck. Curtis Blades, elite of the division. Francis Ngannou, need I say more. Stipe Miocic, Alistair Overeem, Cain Velasquez. Like, okay, Junior's been knocked out and beat up, but by the elite of the division. Fred just talked about Czech Congo. Like, the elite of the Bellator heavyweight division is not the same as the elite of the UFC heavyweight division. The caliber of fighters in the UFC, especially at heavyweight, are far higher than they are in Bellator. Junior Dos Santos could still have success in Bellator. Like, Fedor fought last year in Bellator and won a couple fights, right? Fedor last year won fights in a Bellator heavyweight tournament. So don't tell me that Junior Dos Santos couldn't win a fight next year in Bellator. You know what I'm saying?
I don't even care
Fedor.
if he wins. I'm just gonna say I'm not gonna stop Junior Dos Santos from making 6-figure paychecks, like or whoever. Like, if anybody offers him a lot of money, I understand him wanting to make that money. And look, everybody's responsible for their own actions and decisions.
And Jason is saying from a health point of view as well, you know, his brain has for sure been rattled, and I get it, and I appreciate that, you know. But
If he gets cleared, man, and he wants to fight, I'm never gonna stop anybody. Like
That's it.
I'll say some guys should retire. I think BJ Penn and all that should never fight again. But hey, if somebody offers him so much money, I'll understand. Like
I don't think
I'd take it.
if we're gonna
Somebody offer me 6 figures.
if we are trying to limit brain damage, no one should ever fight. Right? Like, to be honest, if we don't want to have brain damage, you shouldn't be able to kick or punch and elbow people in the head. Because every time you do that, there's going to be an effect. And yes, Junior Dos Santos has been knocked out a bunch. But so is Alistair Overeem, and nobody's telling him to quit. Because he's won a couple
He's been
fights.
doing good lately.
Like, Overeem's been knocked unconscious violently, way more than Junior Dos Santos, and he's on a run, and he's doing all right. You know, and yeah, it's not good for these guys. And I fully agree with that. But fighting isn't good for us. It's just not. It hurts, you know? Fighting is not good for us. And I understand that Junior Dos Santos has been knocked out a bunch, but he's been knocked out by some guys that would knock out, you know, most people. And yeah, it's not good for his brain, but if he can get medically cleared, like, it's difficult for me to tell a professional fighter, a man who makes his living getting in there and doing a very tough job. You know, it's a very tough job to go out and fight, and that's how he makes his living. That's how he puts food on the table. So I have trouble as a guy here just talking about the fights, saying, oh, well, Junior Dos Santos should retire because, well, he's not physically able to anymore. Until he thinks he's not physically able to anymore, you know, I'm just a fan watching him and enjoying him go. And I want him to be able to continue to make a living for his family. And if he can go in Bellator and knock people out and not get hit, you know, if he can not get hit too much, you know what I mean? Put people to sleep. Why not? That kind of sounds like a fun way to make a living. I think Junior Dos Santos is still able to beat people, you know? And I see Woods MMA UK saying Alistair Overeem is still going strong. Yeah, he is, but he's not facing the same level of competition recently that Junior Dos Santos has faced. You know, Junior Dos Santos just fought Cyril Gane. Alistair Overeem's last fight was against Augusto Sakai. Like, let's not pretend like this is the same level of competition. Alistair Overeem has won 4 of his last 5 fights, but who's he fought? Augusto Sakai, Walt Harris, Alexei Olenek, and Sergey Pavlovich. The loss was to Jairzinho Rosenstruck. Compare that to Junior Dos Santos' last fights: Derek Lewis, Francis Ngannou, Curtis Blades, Jairzinho, and Cyril Gane. Like, yeah, Junior's fighting tougher guys than Alistair Overeem, but I would tell you that Overeem has probably suffered more brain damage. He's been knocked out more times than Junior Dos Santos. Junior Dos Santos has 7 KOs on his record in 30 professional fights. Alistair Overeem has 66 professional MMA fights and has been knocked out 14 times. Not to mention his kickboxing fights, where he's been knocked out there as well by, like, Badr Hari and Glaube Feitosa, some pretty fucking devastating hitters. Not to mention...
That's a lot of fights.
Yeah, it's a ton of fights. Not to mention, Junior's 36 and the Reem is 40. So, like, I get it. And I don't think Overeem should really be fighting anymore. But he is. And he's winning. Who am I to tell him to stop? You know what I'm saying? Like, I like watching him fight, too. That's the other thing. I like to see Overeem. If I see Overeem's on the card, I'm going to pay attention. Because, like, oh, shit, Overeem. I see Junior Dos Santos on the card, I'm like, yeah. Junior Dos Santos. I fucking love that guy, you know? Former champ. Like, it's tough, man. But, like, if we're going to say, well, he shouldn't fight because this happened to him and he shouldn't fight because this happened to him, like, really, if we're being honest with ourselves, no one should ever fight because the risks are devastating, you know? Like, if you get knocked out once, you should probably quit because, like, you're more susceptible to knockouts. You shouldn't be punched in the head. Like, it's not good for us to get punched in the head, right? I think we can all agree it's not good to take face punches, but it's part of the sport that we all love, and the risks are there. It's not ballet, pal. What are you going to do?
I completely agree, and I think he'll have success if he goes somewhere else. And who knows? Maybe the UFC is going to give him another fight. He's been a a company guy, I think. Like, he's always been there for the UFC. So maybe he's not even out of the UFC yet. But yeah, maybe in Bellator, facing lower competition, he could get a second win to his career. Hopefully things go well for Junior. I always liked him. He's a charismatic dude. He's fun. He's a funny dude. And he's a legend of the sport still. So
if anything,
wish him the best.
If anything, Fred, could we put a little bit of blame on the UFC for doing what they've done to, like, when Junior Dos Santos loses to Francis Ngannou and Curtis Blades by knockout, why do you put him in there against Jairzinho Rozenstruik?
I mean, Jairzinho, was he already Jairzinho?
He was coming off a loss. He was coming off his loss to Francis. But, okay, when Junior Dos Santos has been knocked out by 3 of the toughest guys in the UFC heavyweight division, why do you put him up against a young lion who's 30 years old, 6 years his junior, has only fought 6 times, and is huge and devastating, and Ciryl Gane? Like, you can't tell me that Ciryl Gane was a huge favorite going into the fight. Junior had been knocked out 3 times in a row. You can't give Junior Dos Santos an easier fight than Ciryl Gane after 3 straight knockouts in the UFC? You couldn't give Junior Dos Santos one of these guys that you gave Alistair Overeem? Like, when you look at what Overeem's been handed, and people are like, Overeem could get a title shot. He's won a couple fights. It's like, yeah, but who's he fighting? You couldn't give Junior Dos Santos Augusto Sakai? You couldn't give Junior Dos Santos Walt Harris or Alexei Olenek? You had to give Junior Dos Santos fucking Ciryl Gane? You know what I mean? Like, it seems almost unfair. Anyways, poor Junior. I just feel bad for him, man. I think he got fucked, really. I think he got fucked with that Ciryl Gane fight. You lose 3 fights in a row by knockout, and then they throw Ciryl Gane at you? Undefeated, big, strong knockout artist? Like, really? I'm not surprised what happened. Poor fucking Junior. Poor little Junior. Okay. UFC Vegas. What do you got, Fred? Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. Slight underdog against Jeff Neal. Jeff Neal minus 119. Our friends over at Bet99 have a new promo for you, by the way. Go bet at Bet99 and use the promo code Ringside. When you do, check this out. You get a matching bonus up to $250. Now, that is a special deal, a special offer that you only get here with Ringside Report MMA. Now, if you go on their website, they have a matching bonus up to $200. So if you drop in your matching deposit for $200, they give you another $200. They match that deposit. But with our promo code Ringside, you go to bet99.com, and they will match you up to $250, which that's like $500 in your account. You drop $250, it's like you're dropping $500 in your account. That's a pretty good deal when you use that promo code Ringside and you sign up to bet99.com. That's money, baby. That's free money. It's literally free money. They're giving you $250 for nothing, just for signing up and dropping $250 in your account. You put $250 in an account, they match it. Promo code Ringside, bet99.com. Hell of a deal. Thank you to our friends over at bet99.com. They sent me an email this week saying, we got a new deal for Ringside because we love you. We want to give you guys more money. We want you guys to win even more money because we're crazy. And we want to lose money to the Ringside picks because you guys are geniuses. And I'm like, all right, Bet99. You're on. The Ringside Report universe is going to take you for all you got. That's what we're going to do. What do you got?
I think I got Stephen Thompson. I mean, both guys haven't fought in a year, so it's a little weird. Both guys have been inactive. But overall, I think I prefer both guys are also, I think, are strikers mainly, and Stephen Thompson is the better striker. So I feel like he's probably going to win by decision, maybe a knockout, but Stephen Thompson by decision is always a good bet, I think.
Jeff Neal minus 119, slight favorite. Stephen Thompson minus 102, the dog. Slight dog. It's almost a pick 'em, but it's not. The fact that Jeff Neal is a favorite is shocking. Jason Pete goes, Neal's biggest win is Mike Perry. Laughing my ass off. Are the odds people drunk? Yeah, that's what I thought too. I was like, really? Jeff Neal's the favorite? Why? Why? One Mikey B says Jake Paul knocks out Stephen Thompson. See, I'm sure there are people out there that believe that, bro. I bet you he really believes that.
No.
Mayweather picked Logan Paul over Jake Paul because he knew he would get sleeped. I think you mean slept. Mikey B's is really on our chat right now, really into the Paul brothers and really believes in them.
Good for him, man.
Mikey, do you have any boxing experience? Have you seen boxing other than the Paul brothers? Like, have you ever seen it? Do you know what it's supposed to look like? Because I saw was it Jake Paul that knocked out Robinson there, the basketball player? It was Jake, right? Because Logan's 0-1 fighting 50-0 Floyd Mayweather, right? That's the deal. So
For
Jake
real?
Paul,
Yeah.
Jake Paul is the guy who won, right? And do you I don't really understand.
I mean,
Because
Mayweather's gonna kill him, man.
Jake Paul's
Come on.
not a good boxer, right? Like, he's not good. His movement is
He's not a
great.
professional.
His hands are not great. Like, I've seen good boxers move around, and he doesn't move around like a good boxer. You know? Nate Robinson moved around like not a boxer. Like, okay, Jake Paul kind of looked like a boxer, but like a clunky boxer who's like kind of amateur. Nate Robinson looked like a guy in a tough man contest. So that's like an amateur boxer beats a guy with no boxing skills. Like, yeah, sure. But Jake Paul is not like a boxer. He's not like a professional level boxer. Like, he's shit. You know, he's not good. I mean, he's better than a guy who can't box at all. But he's not actually good for a boxer, you know? It's weird. Jason Pete says Jake Paul doesn't even move like an amateur. And I think Jason Pete's got like boxing. I think he coaches boxing. Don't you, Jason? Like, what's your deal with boxing? I know Jason's in the martial arts business. I think he's like, I know he's got boxing experience. AJ knows him, right? Jason says he's seen 17-year-old kids in Mexico with 20 fights and they would destroy Paul easy. Yeah. Yeah, I don't doubt that. I don't doubt that one bit. Like, real boxers, people that actually make their living, that their lives depend on winning a fight. There's either food on the table or not, based on the fight. Those people would eat Jake Paul alive. Because when your whole life is fighting and making money off fighting, it's not a game. It's not a stunt. It's not Jackass. It's not YouTube. It's real life. These guys are playing around, you know? These Paul brothers are playing around. Real fighters aren't playing. They're fighting for their lives. It's a different thing. Wow. Yeah, these Paul brothers, I mean, they have their fans, obviously, but, I mean, they're goofy as fuck. I love it, Mikey B's. Keep bringing it. All these MMA fighters know a Jake Paul fight is going to be their biggest payday and still scared.
Well, you might be right on the payday thing, except for McGregor.
What are you, Nelly? You're still talking about, you're still using scared? Do people still say that? Scared? I haven't heard that shit since like the St. Lunatics were around, you know? Get me 2 purrs. Air Force Ones, remember that? Terrible. Chingy? Remember Chingy? He used to use that kind of talk. Who was Chingy? Nate Diaz called out Jake Paul. Yeah, like Nate Diaz, boxing, jiu-jitsu, wrestling, like whatever you want to do, karate, sambo, whatever the fuck you want to do. Nate Diaz is destroying Jake Paul, Logan Paul, whoever. Destroying. Easy. Easy money. I don't understand, you know, only the Jake Paul, Logan Paul fans don't understand that. Also, Stephen Thompson's going to beat Jeff Neal on Saturday for the UFC in like a real fight. I realize we've talked about donuts and Jake Paul more than we've talked about the UFC on Saturday, but the card is not Khamzat, and it's the last show for a couple weeks, and AJ's not here, so Fred, we do what we want tonight, Jose Aldo versus Marlon Vera. There's a fight. Jose Aldo versus Marlon Vera. That's the co-main. To me, that's the main. Jose Aldo, to me, is always the main event. He's lost 3 in a row, though. And, he's not the same Jose Aldo, but to me, he's always the man. It's Jose fucking Aldo. He's fighting Marlon Vera, who, of course, is coming off the very big win for him over Sean O'Malley back in August. Vera has won a bunch of fights here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of his last 7. Betting odds have Jose Aldo as a favorite, minus 154. Marlon Vera plus 125, the dog. Huh. What do you think of that?
I think it makes sense. Aldo has more experience and is probably the better fighter overall, but let's not, Aldo has had a rough streak. He's older. He's more vulnerable to getting stopped by KO mostly. So, I could see Vera winning, but I'm still going to go with Aldo. I'm going to go for a vintage Aldo win. TKO. First guy to finish Vera, man. He'll finish him.
I didn't like the way Aldo looked in that Peter Yan fight, though. He didn't look great.
No, he's looking older. He's seen better days. Let's not lie to ourselves. It's not the best version of Jose Aldo, but I'm being nostalgic. I want Aldo to win. I'm going to pick him.
I'm going with Vera. I think Vera's going to win. He's 28. Aldo's 34. Vera's going up. Aldo's going down. I think they're going to meet in the middle, and Vera's going to get the win here. Unfortunately, I'd like to see Aldo win. I love Aldo, but I'm going with the dog, Marlon Vera. Chaos Williams takes on Michel Pereira. Got to love a little chaos in your life. Chaos, the dog, plus 101. Pereira, minus 123, the favorite. I don't know. I don't know about Chaos Williams. Who's Chaos Williams?
Don't really know him either.
He's got a cool name. His real name can't be Chaos. Callan.
I don't know.
Callan is his name.
Page.
But he goes by Chaos. Callan, K-A-L-I-N-N. He's won some fights here in the UFC, 2 in a row. He's 10-1 as a pro. Has not lost since 2018. He's won 7 straight, including 2 straight in the UFC. He is the underdog here over Pereira. Pereira is 27, Brazilian. He beat Zelim Imadaev in his last fight in September. Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. This is at 170. Pereira's had trouble making weight before. I don't know. I'm going with Chaos. Let's go with the dog, Chaos. I like Chaos. I want a guy named Chaos to win fights. All right. Jillian Robertson takes on Tyler Santos. Ooh, Greg Hardy faces Marcin Tybura on the opening bout here on the main card. Greg Hardy minus 122, the favorite. Tybura plus 100, the dog. Huh. Always interesting seeing Greg Hardy in there. You never know. Beat Maurice Green by knockout in his last fight in October. Not wasting a lot of time here, getting right back into it. That was October 31st. He's back into it December 20th. Tybura's coming off a decision win over Ben Rothwell. He's won 3 in a row. I don't know, man. Beating Ben Rothwell is pretty good. Tybura's no joke.
I'm hoping he wins. I'm always hoping for Greg Hardy to lose. I'm sorry. I don't wish him to have success.
That's fine.
I don't want to I don't want to see a Greg Hardy success story in the UFC. If Greg Hardy's career in the UFC could be short, I'll be happy.
Yeah.
That's just the kind of person I am. I'm sorry.
I agree with you. I think Greg Hardy is a piece of garbage. I don't like him whatsoever. I hope he loses. And I'm going to go with Marcin Tybura. I think Marcin's going to pull off the upset. I'm going with Tibura. And one prelim fight I do want to talk about, former UFC lightweight champion Anthony Showtime Pettis takes on Alex Morono. And Pettis is the favorite, minus 233. Morono plus 185, the dog. I agree with those odds. I'm going to go with Anthony Pettis. I always like seeing him fight, though. He's one of my favorites. At this point, he's like a legend of the sport, right? Like, he's been around for a while. He's kind of a veteran. I remember when he was a young champion in the sport, but now he's like veteran, 33 years old, been around the game forever. It's weird. It's weird when you're a former champion and you're on the prelims. You know what I mean? It's like, remember the days when he was the main event and now he's like main event of the prelim card. But I'm always a fan of Showtime.
Me too, always a fan. But ever since he lost to Dos Anjos the title, he hasn't been able to win 2 in a row. So he won his last fight against Cerrone. We'll see. I'm going to pick him also. I'm a fan of Anthony Pettis. He brings the show. He has a style that's fun. Hopefully he pulls off a win.
Yep, I like Showtime. He's a fun fighter. He's always good. And that's UFC Vegas coming up this Saturday night. And that's it. That's it, Fred. That's it. I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas. And a happy Hanukkah, too. This was the last night of Hanukkah tonight, so I hope everybody had 8 crazy nights like I did. Fantastic Hanukkah. We really had a good time. We lit the menorah every night, Fred. Very proud of myself. I did a little prayer, a little Hebrew action. My son followed along, did it with me. Did a little Hebrew, you know. We did the whole Jewish deal. Lit the menorah every night. Did it tonight, our last night of Hanukkah. I'm going to miss it. It's been a fun 8 nights of Hanukkah, I got to say. I love Hanukkah. It's my favorite time of the year to be Jewish. It's like my favorite Jewish thing that I can do all year, you know? Always has been, always will be. I love me some Hanukkah. It really is my favorite time of the year to be a Jew. There's no better time than Hanukkah, in my opinion. Yom Kippur, Rosh Hashanah, they're not fun, you know? Hanukkah's fun. Purim is kind of fun. But, like, you know, people don't really do it up for Purim. Like, when's the last time you really went to a Purim party? Like, Hanukkah is kind of the big deal. Holiday season, you know, we jump aboard the Christmas train. Like, Purim, not so fun. Sukkot, like, who's really building a sukkah? I mean, nobody's building a sukkah, right? I've never built a sukkah at home. Sukkot is fun, but, like, I don't know about Sukkot. And Yom Kippur, Rosh Hashanah, like, they're solemn holidays. You know, they're the high holidays. They're serious, but, like, they're too serious. They're not that fun. Purim is fun. Purim's kind of like Jewish Halloween, fun. Sukkot, fun. Harvest Festival, fun. But, you know, people don't really go hard for Sukkot. Although I did have neighbors that built their own sukkah when I was growing up. That was pretty cool during Sukkot. Fred has no idea what I'm talking about, which I love. I love my discussion.
You lost me a while ago.
I know, and I'm sure I lost most of the audience right now, other than the couple.
My joint.
There are a couple Jews that are watching, like Lorne Cronish and Côte St. Luc. Like, I know is down for this content. My man Lorne is for sure down for the Jewish holiday talk and like which ones are the best. But my favorite is Hanukkah, and I'm happy. I'm sad to see Hanukkah go because I loved it. I'm not looking forward to Sukkot or whatever's next. Tu B'Shvat. Fuck Tu B'Shvat. I don't care about Tu B'Shvat. It's a holiday for trees. Fucking Jewish holidays, man. They're so crazy. Woods MMA UK asks, isn't AJ Jewish as well? Is that a joke? Is that a joke?
D'Alessio. That sounds Jewish.
He's Italian. AJ's Italian, and I mean, that's not a religion, but I would say Catholic, because most Italians tend to be Catholic, right? I have never met an Italian Jew. I'm sure they exist in Italy. Like, I'm sure there are Jews in Italy, but I've never met an Italian Jew in Canada. Never. Jason wants to know where Fred is from.
I'm an African-American, man, because my father's born in Morocco, and I'm born in Canada. So Africa, America, African-American. Fred Garcia.
Spanish, I think, a little bit. Spanish, French-Canadian,
Maybe.
Pretty much. You know, I think that's pretty much his background. Yeah. No, I'm the only Jew on the show. Hanukkah's been great, but also Merry Christmas because Christmas is fun too. I have a Christmas tree here because, the rest of the household not fully Jewish, you know what I mean? So we got a Christmas tree, and I have all sorts of cool WWE ornaments on my tree, Fred. Like, very cool. Very cool. So, what? My dad just texted me. He says he had an Italian Jewish neighbor. Holy shit. What was their last name? What was their last name? Because that's the key, right? Like, was it like Sopranovitz? You know what I mean?
I don't want to throw out names because I'll probably be canceled if I do that. But
no,
you
it's
can
okay.
do it. I was gonna go with a Goldbergo or something. No,
Goldbergio. Yeah, something like that.
Goldbergio.
Yeah. Weinsteino. You know what I mean? The first name was Enrico. Yeah, I don't want to know the first name. So Enrico Weinstein? Like, what's going on here? A Weinstein. You don't want to be a Weinstein anymore. Harvey ruined Weinstein for all the rest of the Weinstein Jews.
Epstein.
Weinstein. Bad year for the Jew names. Epstein, Weinstein. You want to be a Berg. You don't want to be a Steen. You want to be a Berg. Or a Mon, like me.
I mean,
Yaman.
Simon.
He doesn't remember.
Oh, man.
My dad doesn't remember the guy's last name. That's the key to the story. Italian Jews, what's the last name? Sopranovitz. It was Enrico Sopranovitz. I'm just making that up. But his first name was Enrico. So my dad knew Italian Jews in Montreal, which is amazing, and I love them, and I wish them a Merry Christmas and a Happy Hanukkah. Fred, I wish you a very Merry Christmas to you and your family, to AJ's family as well. And to everybody watching, all of our friends, especially to Jason Pete and Patrick C. Hamilton and Antoinette, are members of the team. We appreciate you. We love you. Merry Christmas to you all. I hope you all have a great holiday. Everybody watching the show, everybody listening, we love you all. We appreciate you. We really do. We wouldn't do this show without you because what would the point be, really? You know what I mean? Why would we do it if you weren't here watching and listening, right? So we do the show for you, and we will be taking a break next week for Christmas. We won't be on Christmas Eve, but we'll be back December 30th for a special year-end, year-in review 2020, Wednesday, December 30th. Circle it on your calendar, or you could just like this video, and when you like the video, here, check this. Do you just lose my audio again? I said subscribe, click the bell so you get notifications every time we're on. You lost my audio when I did that, god damn it. Fred, you lost me there for a second, right?
I hear you now.
Yeah, you heard me now.
At the beginning, I couldn't hear you.
Yeah. Goddamn production problems here. We're fixing it. We are fixing it. Don't worry. We are getting everything under control. New year, there'll be no more glitches like this. It'll all be fixed. So, yeah, Merry Christmas and subscribe. And don't forget, subscribe. And when you subscribe, click the bell so you get notifications every time we're on. So you get a notification on Wednesday, December 30th at 8 p.m. for our New Year's Eve special. That's what we're calling it. The New Year's Eve Ringside Report special with special guest performance by Eve. No, Eve 6, the band. No, they also will not be performing. Eve would be cool, or Eve 6. Like, either way, if we could get either of those people to perform on our New Year's Eve show, like, that'd be massive, right? Remember the band Eve 6, Fred? I will swallow my pride, inside out, but faith in nothing. Wanna put my tender heart in a blender. What just would rendezvous that I'm through with you. That song was awful. I'm surprised I knew
Honestly,
that
I
many
have no
lyrics
clue
from
who they
it.
are.
Eve 6.
Honestly, I have no clue who they are. I just
saw them
Googled them,
perform.
and I'm looking at them, and I'm like, who are they? And
I'm
it
telling
says
you.
years active from 95 to 2004. And I'm like, those are my years. How come I not?
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like, I don't know who
Inside
they
Out.
are, man.
That song, Inside Out, Fred, I'm telling you, you for sure heard it. It was big in like
I'll go listen to
the
it.
late 90s, maybe early 2000s. It was a big song, and I remember I saw these guys perform, and they were quite good live from what I remember, but I was maybe 16 or 17 at the time, so who really knows? And that's the end of the show. So Eve 6 will be on our New Year's Eve show, pending approval from Eve 6, which I guess they're not a band anymore. We'll have to contact Eve 6, put them back together so that they could perform on our New Year's Eve show on December 30th, Wednesday at 8 p.m. Okay, Fred? Okay. Inside Out. Go watch it now. You'll love it. All right? Thank me later. Bye, everybody. We love you. Hey, what happened there? That wasn't the end of the show.